Hello YouTube, Mistake and Telling Team Man Game Channel. We're on Grand Theft Auto 5 for the next generation Xbox One. I'll be showcasing for you guys the Mammoth HYDRA. That is right, you guys. This is a vehicle that came recently with the heist update on March the 10th. Now, what makes this aircraft so special is the fact that it has VTOL capabilities, that is vertical takeoff landing, meaning it can take up vertically, straight up, like a helicopter can. Now, this plane is really awesome. Now, whether or not it's worth it, that's really up to you, because this will cost you a whopping $3 million. Now, this is available after completing the setup mission for the Humane Labs raid, where you have to go and steal it to get an EMP out of it, and then also to sell it for funding for the raid itself. Now, I did buy this, so if you don't know, $3 million, that's just about 500 grand less than the $50 money pack, so that's really expensive. But I mean, when you think about it, you are having a fighter jet you can just call from Pegasus. Now basically, when you first get in the jet and you hold RT to raise up, you will just fly straight up, which is really awesome, and then you can put the landing gear in normal with any other jet. Now basically where you steal it for that funding mission is from a fighter jet that is located around here, down below where it is. I can't even go down there at this point. But it's not an online, the aircraft carrier that you do steal it from, which really sucks, but there are some missions for PlayStation that have come out where you can access it online, explore it with your friends. But if anyone comes out with Xbox, I'll do a video on it, because I'm not going to do a video if I can't show you it, and I could show you if it's on Xbox. But anyway, so as I said already, you rise up, straight up when you start out. But if you switch into jet mode by pressing right on the D-pad, that's what happens. You can see the jets under the wings change directions from where it would be making you floating to straight forward so that you can be propelled forward. Now this jet, you can definitely feel the weight of it in comparison to the Laser and the Bezra, because it is obviously a heavier jet, and it is a bit, it's not as nimble as the others. It is a bit more, as I said, you can feel the weight of it, even just flying it with a remote. Like how you can kind of feel, I guess, I don't know, I can't think of an analogy to use to describe it. But, there are some pretty sick stunts you can do with hover mode. I've seen one YouTuber named, Cop. He is a, stunting YouTuber. You guys should definitely go check him out. But anyway, what he did, with some friends of his, he, hovered up two of them in the air, and the objective of the person on top of one, standing on them, they had to jump from one to the other. So there are some pretty awesome potentials for random stuff like that. You can do random challenges. If I do one of those, I'll do a video on it, because that sounds like something pretty fun to do that I'd really love to do at some point. But let me know if you guys would be in the mood to see something like that. If you guys do have the HYDRA, I'd like to know, because if you do have the HYDRA, I want to know if you think it's worth it, or if you don't even have the HYDRA, I want to know if you think that the money is worth it, because $3 million, as I said, it's a lot. Now, because of that, I can't buy some of the other heist vehicles, which I'll do a video on. I guess I'll find a mission with them. But, as I said already, you can do some pretty sick stuff. One thing you can do while flying in jet mode and then quickly switching to hover mode, you can actually kind of drift. You can see right there. It's really cool. This is something that I just kind of figured out, and I like doing it sometimes. It's pretty fun to do. And then also, because it's a jet you can own, you don't have to go steal it from the military base. So if you guys are some of those people that like to just go shoot up stuff with a jet, well, then your job has been made a lot easier. But if you're someone who doesn't fly a lot, now personally, I love flying. It's probably my favorite thing to do in the game. Then the jet, to me, is worth it, because I love flying. Now, if you hate flying, it's one of your least favorite things to do, then I definitely don't recommend buying it. Unless it's just kind of like a novelty item, you have the extra money, you're like, well, why not buy it? I mean, I have the money. Now, there are some other things for about the same price that are also good value. For example, if you like helicopters, there is a Huey-type helicopter. I believe it's called the Valkyrie, which is a 4-seater. This, of course, is a 1-seater. It's a 4-seater, and you can buy it for $2,850,000. Now, that one I feel is even less worth it than this, because obviously if you're the pilot, you're not going to be the one having all the fun, because if you're not the pilot, you're going to be the one shooting the guns. So I feel that way about that. Let me know your opinions on what do you feel is the best value for a vehicle from the heist update. Personally, I really love the HVY or Heavy Insurgent. I'm going to do a video on that very shortly, probably tomorrow. because, as I said, that I feel like that's the best value. Now, the HYDRA, a lot of people think it's a ripoff, but I guess that's because most of the people who play GTA do not like flying that much. And as I've said, it's my favorite thing to do in game, and I'm sure at least some of you agree with me on that note, because it's really just awesome because you can just explore the whole map that way, just look down on everything. And what's nice with this, as I said, it is a heavier aircraft, and it's definitely slower, to the best of my knowledge, than the Laser and the Bezra. But it's still very fast. You can get from place to place fast, and then you can just park it outside your apartment if you need to go in your apartment to do something. It's not like the Laser where you have to inconveniently try to land it on the road and probably blow up. Because I know I've done that before, and it's really annoying, because then you gotta go steal another one. Unless you're using the Bezra, in which case you just go back. But that's the problem. The Bezra, it doesn't have guns. So, because it doesn't have guns, you know, I can see why this is so much more expensive. But once again, I do want to know your guys' opinions on this plane. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's a waste of money? Do you think you'd buy it if it was a bit less expensive? Do you think you'd still buy it if you have bought it for $3 million if it was a bit more expensive? I know that I probably wouldn't have if it was more expensive. But I want to know how much you guys do value this, because this is one of the most hyped vehicles that was coming with the Heist DLC, and I can see why. At first, I wasn't going to buy it. I'm like, $3 million? I'm not going to do that. But then, the more you think about it, you just select to buy it. I mean, you might start to regret it. I didn't start to regret it that much. But, or you might have thought, well, I don't want to buy it, but, I mean, I have to buy it just because, I mean, I have the money. And then you're going to actually really start to like it. I mean, you don't use it that much because, as I said, it's a Pegasus vehicle, so if you blow it up, you have to call it again. But still, it's really awesome. So I definitely recommend you guys do buy it if you have the money. Unless, of course, as I've said already, you don't really like flying that much. But anyway, once again, I want to know your opinions, and thank you for watching the video. And if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, so it helps out more than you know, and I hope to see you next time.